So you're going to regularly review your progress and reflect on how effectively you're using your time. And you will adjust your strategies as needed. Welcome to another episode of The Sharp Edge with Shiki, where we are elevating every aspect of life. As we come to the end of January, where we were focusing on personal development and self improvement, I just want to go through how we can overcome procrastination and have a little time management skills or develop some time management skills. So today, I'm just going to go through some things that we can do to overcome procrastination for those of us who struggle with that. And for some of us also who time management is an issue, we're going to talk about that today, okay? All right, so my first thing I want to say is you have to understand your why. You have to understand your why. Why do you want to do something, right? The more you understand your why, the better it is for you to get up every day and do the things to accomplish that why. Correct? You agree with me? As we go through this episode, you have to be consistent. I think I talk a lot about that, being consistent and being patient. Okay, we have to be consistent and be patient as we go through our everyday life. Just be patient, okay? One of the first things we want to do is break tasks into smaller steps. Okay? Large tasks can seem overwhelming. You want to break them down into smaller, manageable steps and focus on completing one step at a time. So, for example, if you're writing an essay, the first thing you want to do, if you're not a writer, because you have people who they are writers and they literally will just sit down and write an essay like in one sitting because that's their thing. They love doing that. For me, and probably for some of you that are listening, writing is not your thing, right? So if I have to write an essay, the first thing I'm going to do is to think about the topic that I want to write about. Then I'm going to think about the introduction. Then I'm going to think about the body of it. Then how I want to end it, right? So what do I want to talk about in the essay? The first thing you can do is just think about the topic and you write the topic down. You don't have to do it all at once. Then you say, you know what, tomorrow I'll go through and see the different areas that I can talk about. And then you just take it one step at a time. Don't feel like you have to do everything at once. Rome was not built in a day. All right. So definitely take your time, break the task down into smaller steps and get at it. All right. Batch similar tasks. So if you have things that are similar, you want to put those together so that you work on one set of things at a time. Like for myself, in my business, I do accounting, which would be like working in QuickBooks. I do tax preparation, I do consulting, I do tax planning, I do all of that. So what I'll do, if I'm feeling lazy, I enjoy doing tax return. I'll just sit around my computer and do it. If I'm feeling lazy, what I'll do is just go in and I look for all the 1040s that I have to prepare, and I'll just prepare all those 1040s at once. So it just feel like I'm doing the same thing. And that's okay because I'm in that mood, right? If you're in that mood, then that's what you want to do. Another time I'm like, I'm gonna do all business tax returns, or I just want to work in QuickBooks today. However it works for you, just batch similar tasks together and work on those. Then we have deadlines. Set clear deadlines. Having a specific deadline can create a sense of urgency and it helps motivate you to complete the task. So give yourself clear deadlines for tasks and projects, even if they're self-imposed. So it's not necessarily mean that it's due, right? If you're going to school and they say that essay is due tomorrow at 12 p.m., then some of us sitting up the night before doing that essay, while some of us did it a week before, 2 weeks before, or the night when they receive it. So we have different personality and we just have to realize how we are and work it the best way we can. But even if it's not like essay or something that has a specific deadline, you can give yourself a deadline as well. You're gonna say, okay, I want to finish these things by today, I want to finish them by next week, I want to finish them by next month, whatever it is. Definitely just give yourself a specific deadline. All right. Eliminate distractions. Who is guilty? I don't have my phone right here with me, but Who's guilty of distractions such as your cell phone? Right? So you need to identify and remove distractions in your environment. This could mean turning off your phone, using apps to block distracting websites, or finding a quiet place to work. So there are times when you may have to get up and go to the library if you're studying, because doing it at home, you may have kids, you may have pets, you may have the TV there. So you may say, you know what, I'm going to the library to study because it's quiet and you'll be able to complete more. Or just turning off your phone. I remember at one point I had to turn off WhatsApp notification off my phone because most of my friends and families are in Jamaica, right? So we communicate via WhatsApp. And I remember I had to turn off the notification because I'll be in the middle of work and a notification comes in and I pick my phone up, go on it, and I start replying to somebody, and then I go check status, and then I reply to another person, and then by the time you know it, it's 10 minutes in and I'm still on my phone. So I had to turn off WhatsApp notifications. So if I don't specifically go into WhatsApp, then I don't see the messages. And I loved it. I switched it back on now, but I feel like I'm going to do it again, especially as my busy season approaches. So yeah, if you have to do that, turn off your apps, turn off the notifications, turn off your phone. Another thing that you can do is prioritize tasks. So use prioritization method. I think we talked about something similar last week where you're going to say, is it urgent? Is it important? And you're going to do those first. All right. So you definitely want to do what's most important and what's urgent right away. Create a routine if it works for you. I hate routine. I hate routine with a passion. Like I hate to get up every day and do the same thing over and over and over. But if it works for you, do it. Establish a daily routine that allocates specific times for work and rest. This can help you get into a regular rhythm of productivity. So my routine, I can tell you my routine. I get up in the morning, I'll pray, and then I'll give the kids breakfast, and I'll get Sage ready. Jada gets himself ready. I take them to school. I'll come back home. I start working. Yeah, I don't eat breakfast. I start working, and I work sometimes all the way up until 2:45, and then I leave to go pick them up, and then I come in, and then I make dinner, and then I and then I give them dinner, and then I go back to work if I have work to do, or I just lounge around, right? So that's literally, you can find me doing that Monday through Friday. All right, so that's my routine, and I know. And then for work routine, between when I drop the kids off and come back, then I'll like shower and get ready for work. I'll get dressed and stuff for work. And if I have video, I put on a little makeup and stuff if I have video calls. So when I come back from dropping the kids off and I come into the office, then I said, okay, between if I start working between 9 and 10, I'm going through all my emails and I'm answering all my emails, and then I'm gonna work on a list of things, and then I make my list. All right. So create a routine, and that will definitely help, because it's like, no, it becomes natural, right? Because this is what you do every day. I don't like it. I want to homeschool my kids. I want to travel and live in different places 3 months at a time. That's my goal, right? I don't like the routine, but it helps. It helps in getting things done. Self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Recognize that everyone procrastinates at times, and don't let a lapse derail your entire plan. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. I'm saying that over and over because when you are in a spot where you have so much to do and you're not getting it done, and you start feeling bad and you beat yourself up, just be kind to yourself. We all procrastinate, some more than others, but we all do it. Just be kind to yourself, okay? Stay organized. Use planners, to-do lists, digital tools to keep track of tasks and deadline. Whatever it is you need to do to stay organized, that's the biggest piece. If you are not organized, if you don't know what you have to do and when you have to do it by and all of that, then it's going to be harder for you to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish. Seek accountability. Share your goals with a friend, a family member, a colleague, whoever you think will be able to help keep you accountable. If you don't have that person to hold you accountable, that could be a little bit challenging. So having an accountability partner helps for sure. I remember when I did a session or some sessions with a group of young lady and we were holding each other accountable. If this is something that any one of you guys wanna that are listening, if you want an accountability partner, just reach out to me. I love doing these kind of stuff. Like I really, really enjoy doing these kind of stuff. So get a friend, a family member, someone who's gonna hold you accountable, and just tell them what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it by, and have them follow up with you on a weekly or daily or monthly basis. So another thing you want to do is understand the why. Reflect on why you are procrastinating. Is it fear of failure? Is it perfectionism? Is it lack of interest? Understanding the root cause can help in addressing your procrastination. So, why are you procrastinating? Let's take a few seconds. Let's take a few seconds to understand it and think about it. As you're listening, I'm giving you a little bit of time. Think about it. Is it fear of failure? Is it perfectionism? Like a lot of people, if they like I said, this is perfect. For my podcast, I didn't have everything that I want. I didn't have everything set up the way I wanted to set up. So a lot of people will procrastinate and be like, I need to get this first, I need to get that first before doing it because they want it to be perfect. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, and done is better than perfect. All right? Done is better than perfect. All right, but for real, done is better than perfect. So if it's perfectionism that you're looking for, take that out of your head. If it's lack of interest, then that's something you may have to address, because if you have no interest in it, then it's gonna be hard for you to do it. If it's fear of failure, listen, everybody fail. Everybody fail at some point in life. All right. So anything you're doing, if you want to think that you may fail, it's true. You may fail. You may fail. Whatever it is you're doing, you may fail. But don't let that stop you from trying. Don't let that stop you from doing. Okay? Reward yourself. Set up a system of rewards for completing tasks or making progress. Rewards can be a great motivator. So, if you do something, I don't do this. I don't do this myself. I need to start doing this. I remember when I passed my CPA exam, and it was very challenging to get them done. And when I got them done, right, I did not stop to reward myself. I did not. I think about it every day. I'm like, I didn't even have a little celebration. I didn't have like a little party. Like, that was huge, right? That was huge. And I didn't reward myself. And I continue this trend. There's so many times I achieve things. There's so many times I do things and I do not reward myself. So I need to start doing that. But for you, if you're doing something and it's a long time, it's a process, right? It's step by step by step. After each main step, after each accomplishment, after each progress, reward yourself. Take yourself to dinner, take yourself to lunch, take yourself to breakfast, go to the spa, go get your nails done if it's something you usually don't do. If you don't usually do pedicure, just go do a pedicure for the females. For the male, go do a pedicure too. You can do pedicure too. Buy yourself a new watch. Buy yourself, whatever it is that you're into. Reward yourself. Listen, life is short. Don't go spend all your money though. That's a CPA talking. Don't go spend all your money, but reward yourself whenever you achieve, or complete a task or make some sort of progress. Focus on the start. Often, starting a task is the hardest part. The starting is the hardest part, but you have to commit to working on it for just a few minutes. And once you've started, it's often easier to keep going. And let me tell you a little joke. All right. In Jamaica, when I was growing up, water was cold. Water was cold. All right. Especially in the December, January time, when we consider it winter time and time get cool and breezy, the Christmas breeze, you don't want to go take a shower. You do not want water on your back. All right. But that was the hardest part, is to get in the shower. But once you're in the shower and you soap up yourself, then it's easier to finish, right? So focus on the start. Just focus on starting. Just get started, all right? And then after you get started, visualize the end result. Visualize the end result. Imagine how good it will feel to complete the task, right? Visualization can be a powerful motivator. So just sit. If you need to close your eyes and just think about how you're going to feel when this is done, right? I want to start my business. How is it going to feel when I'm a business owner? I want to go back to school. How is it going to feel when you have your degree? I want to get promoted in my job. How is it going to feel when you get that position? Just stop, close your eyes, think about it. If it doesn't give you the fire you need to get up and start, then it's probably not worth it, right? So visualize the end result. Change your environment if you need to. Sometimes a change of scenery can boost productivity. Try working at a different location like a coffee shop or a library. I mentioned that before. Change your environment. Change your environment if you need to. Okay? Don't feel like you, and I talk about this before too. If you have to change something, change it. Change your environment if you need to. That will help with procrastination. Learn to say no. Shiki, learn to say no. All right, guys, so learn to say no. Avoid taking on too many commitments. Saying no to less important tasks can help you stay focused on your goals. You don't have to help everybody. You don't have to say yes to everything. Shiki, can you do this? No, I can't. No, no, no. I'm just practicing. Learn to say no. Because if you have something to do for yourself and then you're doing 1,001 things for everybody else, how are you going to get yours done? Tell me, how are you going to get yours done? Just learn to say no, man. Time blocking. All right? Allocate specific blocks of time to specific tasks or activities. This helps minimize multitasking. Okay? A lot of us feel like we're so good at multitasking, and some of us are, but you do want to be real to yourself. And if you keep doing this, that, and everything is half finished, that's not helping nobody. All right. So definitely, allocate some time for this thing. So an hour to do this, an hour to do that, an hour to do this, an hour to do that. And you get things done more than having half finished tasks all over the place. Be realistic about what you can accomplish in a day to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Don't set out your day with 1,000 things on the list, knowing darn well you may only do 2 or 3, right? So be realistic and put the things on your list that you're able to accomplish in that day. Delegate and outsource. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. It's so hard for me to delegate. If possible, delegate tasks that others can do for you, freeing up more time for tasks that require your specific skills and attention. So I remember I'm always talking to my cousins and they are like, you need to get help. Like you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a business owner, you need help. You cannot do it all by yourself. They're like, get someone to come in and clean if you need to do that, get the help you need. Some of us women, we have a hard time delegating and outsourcing. In our businesses, we have a hard time delegating and outsourcing because we feel like we can do it better. We feel like we can do it all. And the reality is we cannot. Men and women, we cannot do it all. We may not do it better than other people, right? Whatever skills or whatever attention you give it, other people will be able to give it not the same way you do it, right? Not the same way you do it, but they'll be able to do it too. So don't feel like nobody else can do it better than you and nobody else is going to do it the way you do it. Delegate and outsource. Use technology wisely. So utilize apps and tools for organization, time tracking, and productivity. Examples include calendar apps, task management software, and time tracking tools. There is one that I saw on Instagram the other day where you literally put all the things that you have to do in a day, and as soon as you do it, it's kind of like a to-do list, right? But it's on an app, like, because technology is there. You have your phone, most likely you have your phone more often than you would have your to-do list, like the paper. So get an app that you can do your to-do list on. It could be simple, like for mine, even my phone, I have a Samsung phone. So there's a notes section, and I'll create things on in the notes, and it has a check thing too where you can check it off. So that's great. I do a lot of things. Even if I'm traveling, I have all the things that I need to travel with in a list. And then the night before, I'm checking everything. Do I have this? Do I have that? Do I have this? Do I have that? And I check everything down to help me not forget anything. So it's the same thing. Use the phone, man. We use technology every day. We use technology for things we want to use it for. We use it for foolishness sometimes, right? Use it for things that are important. Get some app on there, or use the apps that are there. There's so many apps in their phone. Like, some people use their phone just to call and go on social media. There's so many other things on there that you can find useful. So check that out. Regular breaks. Take regular short breaks to rest and recharge. All right. If you're doing and going and you're not resting, you're not going to recharge. And this may affect your overall productivity. So you definitely want to stop, take breaks. If you're working a 8-hour shift, take a break in between, right? If you're doing something, take breaks in between. You have to stop, you have to rest, and you have to recharge. All right. Review and reflect. And I think I touched on this last week. So you're going to regularly review your progress and reflect on how effectively you're using your time. And you will adjust your strategies as needed. So if you realize you're not using your time wisely because you're not accomplishing all the things you want to accomplish, then you may have to adjust that. Plan ahead. Again, I touched on this last week too, but this is definitely good in helping with procrastination and with time management skills. So plan ahead, spend time each week and each day planning your tasks and your activities. Morning planning sessions can set a productive tone for the day. So if you get up in the morning and you make a plan for the day and you go with that plan, then yes, you will achieve the things that you need to achieve or accomplish the task you need to accomplish that day. So for all my procrastinators, get up. And each Sunday, I'm challenging you guys. This is all about making us better. So I'm challenging us. And Sundays, make a list of all the things you want to accomplish for the week. And then each day, you make a list of the things you want to accomplish that day that will enable you to accomplish your weekly goals, right? That will able to accomplish your weekly goals. All right, so definitely plan ahead. Maintain a work-life balance. Oh man. Ensure you allocate time for rest, leisure, and family. Family! That's a popcorn song. But definitely ensure you allocate time for rest, leisure, and family. A well-balanced life can increase your efficiency during work hours. All right, so you have to be well-rounded. And I stress the family part just now because so many of us are guilty of getting up every day and doing the most in our job and doing the most in our business, and we forget about our family part. All right. If you take some time for rest, if you take some time for leisure, if you take some time for family, then when it's time to work, you will be focusing on work, because after work you have time to rest, you have time for family. I always say to people, don't kill yourself at your job. Yes, you do want to keep your job and do what it is you need to do to keep your job. But remember, your family comes first. All right. So for all my workaholic people, remember your family comes first, and make time for your family. Make time for your family. If you drop dead today, your job will replace you tomorrow. Okay? Your job will replace you tomorrow. All right? So spend some time with your family. healthy eating and sleep habits. We can do all the things, but if we're not eating right, if we're not eating healthy, if we're not sleeping right, right, then we are going to break down. Our body's going to break down. Take care of you, take care of yourself. A well balanced diet and sufficient sleep are crucial for maintaining focus and discipline. So, when you eat healthy and you have good sleeping habits, then you're able to get the energy that you need and the mental clarity you need to perform the other things. All right. So, try to get some hours sleep. I feel like 8 hours is kind of a little much, especially you have a lot of things going on. If you get your full 8 hours sleep, comment below. I want to know. I want to know how you get your 8 hours sleep. But 8 hours may be a lot, but try to get at least 7. If it's even 6 for those of us who don't sleep a lot, try to get 6, 7, 8. If you can get it to 8, great. Good for you. I don't think I can. But I try to aim for 7. I try to aim for 7 hours every night because I need to be able to, I need to be in the best health, the best shape, so I can take care of my family. All right. So try to get as much sleep as you can. For those who sleep 8 hours or more, comment below. I want to see you guys. I want to see you guys. All right. Regular physical exercise. I'm not disciplined in that area at all. I feel like when it comes to anything in my life, I set goals for or I say I'm gonna do, I do it. Except for exercising. You know how many do-overs I had? You know how many times I said I'm gonna exercise 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm gonna exercise after I drop the kids to school. It works. It works for a little bit, but I still don't have a routine exercise. And I feel like I need to. So, any tips? I'm taking tips and tricks that can help me get into an exercise routine. Please put it in the comment section. Let me know what you do. How do you exercise? Okay? What do you do to maintain that regular physical exercise? I just let me know what you do. It may help, it may not help. It's something that I really struggle with. So I need to try to figure that out. But guys, remember time management techniques can vary in effectiveness depending on the individual. I'm going to say that again. Time management techniques can vary in effectiveness depending on the individual. It is important to try different strategies and find what works best for you. Because even though I'm telling you to drop the tips for the exercise, that may work for you, may not work for me. I almost want to say I guarantee it's not gonna work for me, but that's not good to say, right? I need to realize that I can do it. Self-talk, positive self-talk. I am gonna get an exercise routine on, and I'm gonna start exercising. All right. So, guys, this week is the end of our personal development and self improvement month. And I feel like I had so much fun with you guys for this month. But as we approach February, we will be talking about relationships and communications because we can develop ourselves, we can improve ourselves, we can do all the things for ourselves, but we have relationships. We have spouses, we have children, we have parents, we have friends, we have coworkers, we have all the different relationships. So we can do all of that. And I hope this month was very helpful. I hope this month was very motivating. I hope this month you guys took some notes. I hope there was something that you're doing now that you weren't doing before you started listening to this podcast. I really hope that. And as we move into relationships and communications, I have 2 special guests for next month that will be helping with communications and relationships. And if any one of you guys here are experts in any area, reach out so you can be on our podcast. So subscribe. Yes, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, subscribe here on YouTube, like, share it. Okay, share the information with somebody. Share this information with a friend, with a loved one, with a spouse, with a co-worker. Share it so others can hear what we're saying and can join in on the fun, right? If you think it is good for you, it's going to be good for somebody else. So definitely share, like, subscribe. Yes. Click that red button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. So this is The Sharp Edge with Shiki, where we are elevating every aspect of life. Ready, set, goes.